You gotta
Lexi.
scoot over.
Shalom, shalom. Close that door, thank you. You gotta practice good body mechanics.
Shalom, shalom, family. Welcome.
Shalom.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. We are journeying with us, and
Mhm.
I'm glad that you're journeying with us. We came up with this name in 2020,
2019.
2019. Yes, that's when we started our YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been a journey, guys, and I'm glad that you guys subscribe to the channel.
Yes.
Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you like the video. We appreciate all the love, all the likes. Um, and yeah, do you have to say anything about our journey since 2019?
Yeah, 2019. That was 5 years ago, right? Ooh, that was a long time, half decade of starting journey with us. I mean,
Yeah,
we started it because we were like, look, this
that was three
living in
children
Ohio is not
before
working,
or
right?
after. I don't think I don't pay attention to time. I pay attention to our children.
Right? They look so different. I was actually just looking at a few pictures from
Right?
2019 anyway, and they
Like
look,
man,
even we look
2019.
different. We look different.
I
We gained
guess
some weight.
who?
We,
Oh,
you
I
and
guess a
me.
little bit.
Yeah, you gained some weight. I was looking at you when we had first landed in Tanzania and you were holding that chicken.
Oh yeah,
You were skinny.
yeah. It's it's funny that you say that because I hear so many stories about people losing weight. They eat so much more food here in Africa, but they still lose weight,
Yeah.
and that's crazy. Because I remember coming here 2019. I was working out heavy. I was trying to
Hmm.
gain weight and stuff, but it
Oh
just wasn't
yeah,
working
yeah.
out. But once you get used to the food here in Africa, you can sustain your weight. But I hear a lot of stories. People like, also I don't want to say overweight people, like obesity people, but people that is heavy. They say, man, I've been losing like 10, 20 pounds. And it's like, dang. And he's, yeah, I've been munching, I've been eating a lot, but I still lose weight. How is this possible? And it's the food. It's the food that
Yeah.
they give you there in the states. It's the food that is pure here in Africa, like
Yeah.
for real.
It's crazy because even in the European Union, they give them better food than what Americans eat, and
Yeah,
so you even have better health comes in Europe than America. I mean, but that's besides the point because you know what?
it's crazy because they really try to poison you and do that. But I mean, you got to be aware of that.
Well, they do it because that's like healthcare is a multi-billion-dollar industry in America.
Of course.
So you keep people sick, put them on the blood pressure medication, put them on the chemotherapy, put them on the surgeries. Now
Yeah,
they got spa like med spa surgeries where people go and get like their lips and nose done and their eyelashes done. Get like new. They try to install new eyelashes, like surgical eyelashes. That's besides the point,
no,
y'all.
is that
We
something that you want to
absolutely not. I would probably go blind. Like I'm not doing it. Absolutely not.
do? Yeah,
Oh, you already gotta be careful with your eyes. They always report of the people that go down to Mexico and then it be some like crazy story
yeah,
and they come back.
yeah. Shalom, shalom, guys. Welcome, guys. Make sure you like the video when you come in a chat. Leave us a comment. Let us know where you're tuning in from. We always enjoy seeing where people are tuning in from. Let us know. Let us know where you guys tuning in from. Let us know if you can hear us too. As you know, I always talk. I'm a soft talker, so that's why the microphone is right here in my mouth. So it's not in my mouth, but it's close. It's way closer to my mouth than hers.
Yeah.
So yes, guys. Yes, yes, yes. But if you guys been listening, we've been trying to tell you guys they try and kill you. They don't care about you. They just trying to
It's so
get rid
bad.
of a lot of people. So yeah, we're just gonna read off some comment. Look, Colorado, USA. Hallelujah. Welcome, guys. Welcome. Um, but yeah, you want to tell them what we got going?
Yeah, because well not what we got going. This is what America
South
got going.
Florida. South Florida.
Y'all's homeland.
Hallelujah.
That's not my homeland. It may not be y'all's either. It's just if you want it to be your homeland, it's a
More Haven,
decision.
Florida. Two people from Florida. I got some family in Florida. I got two sisters in Florida. They recently moved there the last couple years. I told them
Hmm.
you shouldn't move there. You should move to Africa. But people don't like to listen to us. They just like to, well, they listen to us, but they don't take it to the heart and act on that.
Yeah.
So yeah, West
Oh, West
Africa,
Africa. Which country?
yes.
Which country? So I don't know if y'all knew about this. Y'all may have not known, but in the Ukraine and Russia war, the U.S. House just decided to pass a bill worth $61 billion to help who? Ukraine. To help Ukraine. So the how and I'm reading Yahoo
It,
News.
you got say that again to help Ukraine.
Yep, $61 billion.
That kind of tells you like it's a lot.
Billion.
It's a lot that
Billion.
not telling near Ghana.
I
That
know
look,
that's
that's
right.
what
Don't
I
tell. Keep it
that's
quiet.
what we like to do too.
Yes, we don't tell people where we at no more.
Yeah.
Look, it's
Near Ghana, you
2024.
don't need to know.
That's a fact.
Yeah. But yeah, man, that just tells you right there like I'm I'm just it gets to me sometimes because that just tells you right there just everything that's going on in the states, and they want to give 61 billion to a whole nother country. Maybe they relatives, that's really their relatives. So 95,
Oh, the
oh
struggle.
95 Poli,
That was the
or
total
sorry,
one.
wow.
Yahoo got to update their article.
Yeah,
They got
so
to do
that's
better.
that's something different. That just tells you they do not care about what's going on in states. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Yeah, not at all. I mean, I'm gonna just read the article. Y'all tell me what you think. Why do you think they're doing this on top of the migrant crisis where they're literally having migrants from all over South America fly to New York, then fly to Utah, then fly to all these other states. They actually pay for them. It's like the US, they just print money forever. Like there's no end of it. They
What was
just
the number? The number was close to this, right?
for
That
what?
Biden allowed immigrants to come
I
in.
have to look it up. I can do that statistic next. So, the House of Representatives has finally approved billions of dollars in new U.S. military aid for Ukraine to help combat Russia's invasion. The much delayed measure had vocal opponents in Congress. So, the American folks, they getting tired of it. They're like, why y'all spend everything? Republicans said more than a third would be dedicated to replenishing weapons and ammunition. Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky described the U.S. support as vital. The aid would keep the war from expanding and save thousands of lives, he added. It is unclear when it will arrive, but reports
Uh,
suggest it could be within days. The package will now go to Senate, which is expected to pass before Joe Biden signs it into law. Alongside replenishing weapons and ammunition, Ukraine will also receive more than 9 billion. So this
some
so
look
you
somebody.
got
Go
the
ahead.
billions for the weapons, then you got 9 billion of economic assistance in the form of forgivable loans that do not need to be repaid back. So these are grants that they're sending over to Ukraine. Russian President Vladimir Putin launched a full scale invasion of Ukraine in February 2022. Since then, tens of thousands of people, many soldiers, have been killed or injured on both sides and had to flee their homes. And so, y'all, that just about wraps it up. That's very interesting. The 26.9.4 billion for the military support has also been sent to Israel.
That's what somebody just said. Yeah, that's what somebody just said.
8.1 billion in funding for allies in the Asia Pacific, including Taiwan, to counter communist China. So the US is like just throwing money at everybody, like, look, we gonna help y'all as much as we can. We can't send y'all no troops because we don't really have a military no more, but we can print this money off and send it to you.
Yeah, and that's man. Yeah, I don't know what to say.
Are you speechless?
Yeah,
I mean, that's like what does that do to the economy? Because you had
that's y'all's
inflation.
money. Yeah, that's people's money. You pay taxes, or they say like that's your money, but yeah, that's basically
Yeah.
kicking you in the face, saying, "Hey, we don't care.
Kicking you
We
in the
just gonna
face.
give you. We gonna go handle this over here while y'all struggling with uh, inflation, just everything that you're struggling
Jobs.
with. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, because you had the inflation in 2021 when they submitted all the stimulus checks, and people were like, oh, it's crazy right now because of the stimulus checks. But as you can see, these bills that have just been passed in the last 60 days are completely exceeding that amount. And so, my question is, what does that do to inflation further? I think what you're going to see is what you already see, an amplification of the middle class in America dwindling down to where it's no longer going to be middle class the way our parents and grandparents grew up and raised us. There's no more of that. It's going to be, if you're a millennial, if you're Gen Z, you're not going to own a home. If you're an older person, obviously you're not worried about that trajectory. You already have your retirement. Let it be cool with that. But if you're a young person, age 18 to like 45, and you have plans to save your money, to invest your money, to actually just live like a regular human, that's just not possible in America,
Yeah,
is what we're seeing.
really. That's what it is. I don't think nothing is. It's no more American dream. The American dream is to leave America, to flee Babylon.
Yeah. Because according to CNBC, actually 2/3, 63% of young adults believe the stock market is a great place to build wealth, but they are not participating because they don't have any money. So they say
Mm.
they don't have nothing. Like back in our parents and grandparents' days when they were our age, they would say, oh, yeah, I went to college, got a good job, and then I was able to save, and then I was able to do this, and I bought my home. Millennials and Gen Z are saying that is no longer possible. Like it cannot be done. What do
Nope.
y'all think in the chat section? Is it possible with the way things are going? Or are these younger people just, are they just lazy, right? Because that's what the older generation is telling these younger people, these Gen Z millennials. But is there something more to this? Is there something more to this?
Of course. Of course. What's more to it is to leave.
Yeah. I mean, the top issues for young voters in the 2024 presidential election, according to CNBC, is cost of living, jobs, and the economy. So the young folks like, nah, this ain't right. Hey, like, this is not right. Jobs and the economy and the cost of living.
Is that a monkey?
And it's interesting how times change because in 2021 and 2020, the main issue was people seeing like George Floyd, seeing all of these things. But then that was like the uprise of diversity, equity, inclusion. When all of a sudden all these companies had, tens of thousands, millions of dollars. Oh, let's bring on a diversity, equity, inclusion team and start hiring Black men and Black women. And then what changed recently is they're not doing any more funding for Black businesses, Black grants. One startup company that would actually fund Black businesses got sued by a white company. So they were like, let's forget that. We're done with that. Now the main headline is the cost of living and jobs in the economy. So they shift the focus from the Black community, as they always do, and immediately shifted. Now let's focus on these poor, American, European, millennials, and Gen Z people who are losing it on
What is
TikTok.
Gen? I'm not 100% sure what that is. What is that? Gen Z.
Yeah, Gen Z is like my brother's generation, the children and young adults who are like teenagers to age 25 right now.
Oh.
So they're just graduating college and they're like online breaking down in tears. They're like, I have so much debt. I'm graduating with $200,000 in debt
Mm.
and my job pays me $20 an hour. And then their parents are like, well, you're lazy. Oh my gosh, no.
Man.
Oh man, I feel for Gen Z, all the young folks. Go ahead and book your
So
ticket.
I guess let's talk about the cost of living and jobs and
Mm-hmm.
economy. How can somebody fix that? How can somebody go to that, like, to fix that?
Well, one, you gotta, before you enroll in these colleges, teach your children this. Before you enroll in these schools where you're packing on $100,000 to $200,000 in debt, because college is not what it was when our parents and grandparents were growing up, and it was seen as something only like a small portion of people would do, and the loans were not as aggressive and insane as they are now, because people say, oh well, you can just get a payment plan. Yeah, but your student loan debt follows you. Like when you have an enormous amount of
Yeah, they
debt,
be they be taking taxes from you. You think that you about to get like 8,000, 10,000, then you get 2,000.
I mean, they have that right because you went into
Ah.
covenant with getting tens of twenties, a lot of times $100,000 in debt, especially if you're going for like a master's or anything like that. And then you come out into the job market and you're like, all right, hire me. And they're like, no, we just hired the immigrants that came in.
Yeah, I know he was talking about that earlier this week too, about how people go to college but there's somebody that, they just say like a warehouse job. Somebody was working there since they was 18.
Hmm.
Now they're what, 25. They've been there. They moved up in a company. They pretty much know A through Z, right? They know how to run everything in a warehouse, and they're about to be like a supervisor or a manager or something. And then this college student just been going through college, comes in and take the job. That was the past, but now I don't think it's like that.
It's
But
not like
still,
that no more.
it's it's something to think about, because there's people like that that's been really grinding out their job, really trying to move up in a company, and then just say like the boss's son or nephew or something come in and take the job. That's still possible. So cost of living, jobs, yeah, I really don't know what to say. I think it's best to just come here to Africa, somewhere where it's way less for cost of living,
Yeah.
because in America, cost of living is what you gotta think about it. If you got children, that's daycare because you gotta work.
Yeah.
That's school fees or whatever. Um, that's food. That's what else? Just a lot of stuff will add up. That's rent.
5,000 per month.
Yeah, that's at least 5,000.
Yeah.
No, now they say 12, like 10 to 12,000
Depending
to
on the
to
city.
um to like really survive.
Yes, but if you're in New York, absolutely. If you're in
So
Columbus, Ohio, maybe not, but it depends on the city.
yeah,
Anywhere from 5K to 10K a
yeah,
month.
let's say that 5,000 to 10K a month, and that's not doing what you want to do at all. That's something that you have to do. But here, where we are, what in Africa, what we spend maybe 3,000 to 6,000 a month. So that helps us do what we want to do when we want to do it. And that's working less too. That's
Yeah,
seeing our
we
children.
work way less.
Um, that's eating my lamb if I want to every day. Um, yeah, you really got to start thinking like that in these last days, because it's it's tough. We see a lot of people like really struggling,
Hmm.
and they don't know what to do.
Yeah.
So you really got to pick your best option and go somewhere where the cost of living is very low,
Yeah, like 50 to 60% lower than what it is in America. And
because
you
that
could
will
just
really
come
help.
up with a full comprehensive list of countries where that is. And a lot of people don't believe it exists, but it does. Just take a little pause right now and look up those countries, because African Americans, whoever they are, they're some European Americans, they're moving and living a better life abroad, because you can
Hmm.
have leverage with the US dollar when you're abroad, but the US dollar doesn't do you any good when you're in America.
Yeah,
It doesn't help you. You just keep stacking on debt to get out of debt.
yeah,
And that's not a solution. Stacking on debt to get out of debt is just putting you in a deeper hole. It said that most Americans max out all their credit cards right now. And so this election is going to be insane. Nobody knows where this election is going to go, because this is just like, is there anyone that's like a viable candidate? We don't vote because we just don't believe
yeah. That's a good question,
in
dude.
this system.
How many people in the chat vote? Put a one in the chat if you vote. If you ever voted, if you ever voted, put a one in the chat.
Y'all know us. And if you don't, guess what? We're journeying with us. We don't participate in Babylon's system
Yeah, I
on
remember.
all
I
levels.
I can tell you guys, uh, what a story that my first time trying to vote. So my first time trying to vote, right? I was in Bexley, and
Mm-hmm.
I stayed in Canal Winchester. I had an address in Canal
Okay.
Winchester with my sister. I was staying with my sister after high school, but I moved to Bexley, and I was trying to go vote in Bexley at Capitol. Um, and then
Capital
they was like, "Yeah, no, you can't
University.
vote." And this was the time when Obama. I think it was his first or second. No, it was his
Second.
second time. Yeah, his second time going, and I'm excited. This is the first black. Y'all definitely know what
The
I'm talking about.
struggle,
That first
right?
Obama, yeah, he black, yeah. I'm like, man, I can vote. I'm finally 18. I can vote. Da, da, da. And then they was like, no, you got to go to Canal Winchester's. You got 2 hours to get there because it was the last day and everything.
You got 2 hours.
Yeah. So I'm like, dang, I can't get there. So I'm glad that that happened because I ain't never vote. I was going to, but the Most High said, nah, you don't need to participate in none of these Caesar activities because, yeah, I ain't never vote. Did you?
No,
Yeah,
not
that's just what it
interested.
is.
I'm not gonna
We
vote
see
for
a couple
two
people.
colonizers. That's just dumb. It's like choose the greater evil. Like, how about just opt out?
Yeah,
Like, why would I choose the greater evil?
yeah, and that just comes back to give to Caesar's what's Caesar's, but you don't have to participate in that culture in that world.
Yeah, because it's not real.
Yeah,
Like, if y'all would just study the Greeks, you would get a play by play. I remember when I took a world history class in college, and we would study Greek civilization, we would study world religions, and it became immediately clear through that class that these things are not even real. All of these vote this, do this, it's like a circus. Like, it's this is what Greek society was. They would just set up these people that are puppets so that all the other
I like that
audience of
answer.
puppets would just pay attention. It's like, for what? Just opt out and go live your life abroad.
Yeah,
You're going to have a much better life abroad, especially if you do the things that you need to do, like opening digital nomad friendly bank accounts, starting your freelance business, investing in multiple areas, traveling just to see which area you like to enjoy your life. Like, you were not made to just slave at somebody's capitalist 9 to 5 and then be have high stress levels in your 50s and 60s and die early. That's not what you were meant to do. Like, we were really brought here on earth for a reason, and it wasn't to just go work in corporate America forever.
yeah.
40 to 50 hours a week.
You gotta find your purpose. Find your purpose.
Yep.
Really.
Because it's crazy. I mean, this stuff, and it just gets crazier and crazier. Then you add on with the inflation, obviously, we're entering the next phase of World War III because we've been in World War III for a year, and it will
Two
go
years,
like
really? That
this.
it's been over that. I was
Yep.
surprised when you said Putin or whatever. They was since February 2022.
Mm-hmm.
That's literally two years.
Yeah,
A
two
little bit
years.
over two
Thank you.
years
Yeah,
now.
2 years.
I'm like, wow,
Wow, not
that's
2023,
been
2022.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
been 2 years. And
yeah,
people like you don't realize that until you like read something like that. It's like, wow, it's been 2 years.
yeah.
But every day, everybody got an everyday life, and that's okay. But you gotta look up sometimes and understand what's going on.
Yeah, and plan for the next 5 to 10 years, especially if you have children, if you have nieces and nephews, be aware of what's going on and what the world's going to look like for them.
Yeah, you gotta care about the next generation. How's that next generation gonna look? They just gonna be stuck to the TV and phones and stuff.
Yeah, it may look good,
The
for
VR.
you having your tech stuff. You got your tech job. You like, I'm good. I'm making 6 figures in America. I'm gonna go up here to the Google office, and I love the office, all that. But what is gonna happen to your children, and your children's children, and your nieces and nephews? Is this going to be how they live? And if it is that how you want them to live in this VR society,
Yeah,
in this dying culture of America,
you know,
where there's
culture,
violence?
the society, the culture in general. It's different from Africa. You can see the culture here in Africa. People's not gonna. They really don't want that culture of America,
They don't.
and that's for
They
the
so
next
don't.
generation too. If you really think about that, that's good that people are like that here
Mm-hmm.
because they're not gonna want that American culture. But people in America, they like this is what we have to do. This is to keep up with society or whatever. This is what we have to do. But here in Africa, it's not like that. It's just a whole different vibe.
Yeah, exactly. And even America, if it's not just the violence, you have the over sexualization of every single person and every single
Yeah,
thing. And it just decays the society, it decays the children. I was seeing this horrible video of what is that crazy rapper's name? Sexy Red. And this whatever song she had that was out, and these little 5-year-olds singing it and dancing in this kindergarten class, and the kindergarten teacher turned it on. And I was like,
and
that is
it's
horrible.
so crazy because they're putting it in your face and uh, that's more spiritual than physical.
That's
Because if
sick.
you see it and you accept it, you're accepting it. You're getting used to it. You're accepting it.
Right.
Ah, they always do that.
Right.
It's like,
Right.
no, you can't be
Mm-mm.
around that,
No.
because that's literally in the back of your head. Like,
Yep.
that's what they do. I don't care. That's what they do. They right
Right.
next to you, doing something,
Corrupt.
something crazy, and you just like, I'm not gonna look at it, but you allowing it to happen right next to you.
Yeah, go back to your six-figure job and go live in the white suburbs. And your children, I'm telling y'all, because I am a child of this. I look, already been there, done that. My parents were early on that little the thing where black Americans want to go and live in a white suburb because they came into some money. Your children are going to grow up and they're going to look back like, Mom, Dad, why did you move us into this white suburb? They're gonna ask you that. And what's your answer going to be? Well, I wanted a better life for you. Well, why didn't you look outside of America for a better life?
Yeah,
While you ignore everything that's happening in the black community and in America. It's a decaying, dying society
yeah,
filled with zombie humans that say just the most insane things. I was even listening to another video earlier of this movement where it's mostly white women. It's some black women, mostly white women though. Some black women are doing it now, but they're saying the no child movement, I'm child free by choice movement because life is too hard and children depress me. And it was just like, this
that's
is strange. Like, these are strange. You would never hear an African person say that. You would never hear an Asian person say that. But you just keep, it's just a weird society. And that's what you're going to see looking back, especially if you guys just take your first trip out of America. You're going to look back at this little crystal ball of strangeness and you're going to be like, what
yeah, because
exactly
America's the only
is that?
place. I mean, from our experience,
Yeah.
that's the only place like that. Like, literally, like, for real. Even if it's Jamaica or Costa
Costa Rica.
Rica or Mexico, I'm pretty sure you will feel a whole different vibe. You'll see a whole different culture.
Yeah.
And don't let fear stop you. That's the main thing. A lot of people let fear stop them.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, no, you can't.
Yeah.
You just got to do it. Especially if you believe in the Most High. If you believe in the Most High God, everything's going to be okay.
Yeah. Take a chance on yourself and your family. There's no reason to just sit there and just watch everything crazy happening. It's actually in the book of Proverbs. I wrote it down. I don't know if I put it on here, but there's two scriptures that talk about how the wise foresee evil coming. And it doesn't say they just sit there and wait for it to come and hope in the Most High. It says they foresee evil coming and prepare and get out of it.
Yeah.
Like, it's talking about taking action. Read the book of Proverbs if you're feeling like, well, I'm going to just wait on the Most High. Like, what does that practically look like, waiting on the Most High? Noah waited. He built an entire ark, just him and his family, because everybody else thought he was crazy. But when that rain came, it was like, oh, he wasn't crazy. I didn't get the instruction to let you in. Didn't get the instruction. Absolutely, Steve. Steve says people are selfish, not worrying about their kids. Love for others has diminished. It completely has. And a society like that, where does that take America in the next 50 years if nobody cares about children?
Mm.
That means you really don't care about yourself. If you can't see yourself in children, you're in a mental health crisis.
Yeah.
If you can't care about children, that's scary, especially
Yeah.
for the black community. Let the European folks do that. That's fine. You feel like that. But for our people to have some of the highest abortion rates and to sit around here saying, oh, child free, and then you're 56 years old and you're like, what was life?
What is life? That's a good question. What is life?
Yeah. They have to answer it for you. You guys got to answer that for yourselves. What is life? Do you want to look back when you're, 70, 80 years old and have regrets about what you didn't do and what you were too afraid of? Or do you want to look back and say, wow, I did everything I could to fulfill my mission and purpose, and I'm going to hear, well done, my good and faithful servant?
Yes.
We all have decisions. It's a decision you have to make.
Yep. That choice is, look, you always got a choice. You're gonna step or hop. That's a choice. You know.
Yep. Yeah, because America, they're going to keep doing what they do, sending money to Ukraine, Israel, everybody. They ain't worried about reparations. Don't count on that. They're not worried about decreasing the cost of living, although they could. Don't count on that. They're not worried about paying down people's rent that can't pay rent. Don't, don't wait on, so don't
right?
wait on
There's
that.
literally countries here that build little tiny one bedroom homes for the homeless people,
Yeah,
and that's that's crazy to think about.
yeah. And in
Like
this
other
country, you don't
countries do
even really
that.
see homeless people.
Yeah, because they have like a place like this. You know, we're outside, but it's covered, right? You can probably fit, I don't know how many beds in here, maybe 5 or 6 beds.
Or just by not having a capitalist society that wants everybody to be a slave, you have like
Yeah,
a normal cost of living.
yeah,
So people don't have to be homeless.
yeah,
This country has a 98% literacy rate
right. And they don't get paid a lot.
and
What's
free healthcare.
Because the taxi driver that we took, right? He think he said, oh yeah, the government passed and they're gonna pay people that's over 65 a certain amount. He was like, man, that's so much money. That's so much money. And it was only like $300. Not even $300 a month.
Yeah.
But that's their cost of living. $300. If you make $1,000 a month here, you living good.
We've been trying to look. We've been trying to tell them for 4 years.
Yeah.
4 years now. Southeast Africa, even West Africa, anywhere in Africa, really.
Yep.
Affordable cost of living. Some people are in Belize. Some people are in Costa Rica, living good, living the good life. We honestly spend a lot on our business, so a lot of
Yeah.
our investments go to business.
And we got big family. We got a family of 7. We got 5 children that's
Yep.
eating now. They're literally eating food. All 5 children.
Even the baby.
Even the baby, she's starting to eat some food now. So that's 7 people eating.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's sacrifices that people got to make, right? They say sometimes, for a while, I'll be like, man, I'm just going to eat twice a day. Because
Hmm.
I'm not trying to, I ain't trying to be greedy and want to eat everything all day. No. It's those sacrifices that you really got to have
That's
for,
true.
for, for the next person.
Yeah, even sacrificing for your own life, because you may be in a situation now where you're like, I can't get out of this. It's too much debt, too much cost of living. You're going to have to sacrifice something. Something got to give for you to get to
Hmm.
where you got to be. So if that's, hopefully that's not working like 50 hours. Instead, hopefully it's starting to leave that 9 to 5 and cut out your 6 to 12 month exit plan to become a freelancer, to become a remote worker, to up level your skill set. Like try to take some paid time off, get that PTO, because most of the time that stuff don't roll over. That company will replace you in a quick hot second, and you know it. You
Oh,
and I both
especially
know it.
now. Especially now.
Yeah.
You said how many people
What?
are migrants the Biden
Oh yeah,
allowed?
yeah, yeah.
Look
What's
that
that
up.
statistic? That
What
was
was it? It was
crazy. Hold
like,
on, I
man,
gotta
that was a
find
lot.
it.
And it's out of nowhere. I know we're not in the States, so we don't really see what's going on, but we
Yeah.
see on like the like news stuff and stuff that pops up. They said Biden allowed, was it million?
It was some crazy. Actually, let's ask them how many they think, then let's tell
Yeah. How many think or wow.
them.
How many why are you laughing at
Oh
me?
gosh, you're funny. How
Man.
many think?
How many migrants do y'all think is in the States now? Leave a comment before we answer. Just give us one comment, somebody.
Yeah, since Biden has gotten in office.
Or since this whole thing been happening.
Leave a comment. Let us know how many you think. I'm trying
But
to
it,
look
it
for
was
the
another,
statistic I had.
yeah.
It was, I know I sent it to you. To you.
Okay,
It's an amount that's crazy.
somebody said 2 million, somebody said 6 million, like 3 million. It
Let me
illegal.
find
That's
it.
that's
Hold
so
on.
it's so weird to think about when you say
I gotta do
illegal.
it on that.
50 million, 6.3 million. Um, because like we travel here in Africa, and so like if your visa is expired, the people that know if you're here in Africa and your visa expired, that's the money that you have to pay. Or if the country is allowing you to get kicked out, they can do that. So it's so weird to think about you in America and you're illegal, but they still allow you to be there.
I mean, somebody's getting paid. It's not really logical. Somebody's in somebody's pocket sending people because
Hey, you gotta
what are
find
the
that.
odds of that? That's not logical.
I think somebody answered it though. Somebody said 50 million.
Oh, there we go. 7.2 million.
Ah, and that's a lot.
That's 7.2 million. Somebody's close. 6.3.
Right?
7.2 million. This is illegal immigrants.
Moving all through the country, getting paid at least $3,000 a month.
According to houserepublicans.gov. 7.2 since Biden got in office.
Illegal immigrants.
That's
Wow.
crazy. So where they at? Where are the houses? Where's the food? Where's the. So you just start to ask these questions. Now, that is larger, according to Republican.gov. That's larger than the population of 36 US states, including Alabama, Alaska, Arkansas, Colorado, Connecticut, Delaware,
Dang.
Hawaii, Idaho, Indiana, Iowa, Kansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, Maine, Maryland, Massachusetts, Minnesota, Mississippi, Missouri, Montana, Nebraska, Nevada, New Hampshire, New Mexico, North Dakota, Oklahoma, Oregon, Rhode Island, South Carolina, South Dakota, Tennessee, Utah, Vermont, West Virginia, Wisconsin, and Wyoming. You can't make this stuff up. What is happening? And so I'm generally so when the people cross the border and they have the like border patrol people there, they're just like, welcome.
Well, you stepped over the line. I can't do nothing. That's like I really think that's how it is.
Somebody leave a comment and let me know how y'all think this is going down at these borders because I'm so confused.
Because I think it's like a little space, maybe like a 10-foot, 6-foot space or something. I don't know. But once you enter that space, I think you're good to go. If the Mexican border people don't stop you, I think you're good to go.
Meanwhile, let a brother or sister live in an area they're not supposed to be in. This is a white supremacist era. See, this is why I don't got time for America. Never in life will I ever go back. Never. It's such a hypocritical,
And it's still like
crazy
that.
society. It literally enrages me.
It's still like that. You can't even go fishing in a nice neighborhood that you stay in.
Yeah, you live in the
If you
neighborhood. You a
black,
resident.
yeah,
You black. You better go inside and hide. Pretend
yeah.
you don't live there.
People coming to ask you questions. Yeah, I saw a video like that. That's why I talked about it or talking about it.
I mean, that's real because
Give
that's
us
how
a
it
like,
is.
guys. If you're in the chat, if you're new here, give us a like.
And so I don't know about y'all. I don't got time for it. I don't got America likes to play mental games. We opted out. We don't got time for it. They're playing mental games with y'all. I don't know if y'all have time. Let me know if y'all have time for that. We absolutely do not. That's a joke right there.
Yeah, I'll do it.
That's a joke. 7.2 million. And then they come to my people talking about why you live here in this suburban neighborhood.
Well, people really believe that America is the promised land. So
The
if they
promise of
believe
what?
of the Most High's promise,
The promise of destitution and destruction. Like, no,
mm.
why are you laughing at me? I'm so serious.
So
Like,
serious. People
this
be
don't
serious
make
about this.
sense. This don't make no sense. I don't. Nobody knows what this is about to look like in the next 5 years. It's
In
gonna
the
be
next
looking
year,
like
really.
it's gonna be looking like that show Black Mirror on Netflix, where you have this alternate society that the whole world's looking at called America, and everybody's just gonna be looking from the outside, like, what on earth is happening right now?
No, people already do that though.
Yeah, they do.
Other countries they kind of make fun of America. I think it was a whole trending thing, trending thing, and was it China or Japan or something where they make fun of Biden.
Oh yeah,
It
that's
was like a
funny. I've been watching
hashtag
those news
thing.
channels. Those
I'm like, this
it's
is
in Australia
crazy.
too.
Yeah, like it's yeah, that's funny though.
It is funny. Americans don't notice that. Y'all better start watching these news channels. Look at the Australia news channel, the WION Indian news channel. Look at some of these news channels and see what they talk about. There are a
Okay.
lot in South Florida working farms picking the vegetables. They have the migrant buses taking them to the fields every day near Belle Glade. Wow, seen with my own eyes. So they want modern day slavery?
Pretty much, because what
It's a
is
capitalist
like, yeah,
society. I mean, yeah.
slavery now, like you can work all day and get paid a little bit of money, enough
$10 an
to
hour.
survive. And for the right person, like somebody coming from here, if they really want to go to America and make $10, $20 an hour, they would love it.
But then they
So
regret it soon.
yeah,
Within 3 months, you start to realize, especially if you have children, you like, um, why am I paying $2,000 a month in childcare? You start questioning. You like, this isn't. How do y'all survive? And the answer is people aren't surviving in America. They're struggling. And
yeah.
America's just watching to see how much you can take till you break, or till whatever next chaos thing happens. Because that's what they like to do. The elites, they just watching, like, it's all fun and games to them.
Hmm.
Just watching, like, well,
It's the same
next
thing. It's
pandemic.
the same thing over and over and over again. They doing stuff right behind your back.
Mm-hmm.
Um, while who's the people dissing each other? Oh,
Who?
Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, Drake,
Oh gosh,
Rick
the
Ross,
struggle.
Drake. I just saw some Chris Brown and the Migo person, Quavo. It's just like, man, it's so much in the rap thing. A lot, our people love to pay attention to stuff like that.
Brain
It's a
cells
lot going
dying.
on in
That
the
literally
in the
kills
black
my brain
community,
cells.
and people gonna pay attention to it. But what's really going on? What's really going on? Because if all this is going on like back to back to back, it's been what, a week, 2 weeks, and you just hearing this and that, and it's like, wow, it's a lot.
It's stupid.
Even if it's AI, people still gonna be distracted.
Perpetually distracted. That should be America's new name. Nation of perpetual distraction. That should be America's name, because I mean, you're just thrust with all these headlines of all this silly stuff, and nobody's telling you how to build wealth, how to care for your children, how to create better communities, Black history, education. Like, nobody's talking about anything that actually matters in America. They never do. Those news that news never hits the headlines. And then when our people do build up places like in Oklahoma back in the 20s and 30s, in Ohio, we had one that was
Yeah,
called Mount Vernon. They have them all over.
Philadelphia. Yeah,
When we build up, guess what? They come in with bombs and say, "Oh, you're so lazy." Well, you just bombed it. It's not lazy. I cannot. I can't stand that. That's like, you just
but that's
you just
true.
bomb the whole,
Yeah, that's true.
and then you say you just bombed it. What do you mean?
Yeah,
Let somebody bomb you. Then you're not gonna be saying that.
really.
You're not gonna be saying that.
Even recently with the what's the lady's name? Candace Owen.
Oh yeah, yeah, Candace
When she was
Owens.
debating the Jewish guy, that's literally like
That's
like
funny.
it don't make sense.
It don't.
These people try to debate you because they think that they're right and they totally wrong. It's obviously that they wrong, but it's like if you watch that, it's just like, man, this is what it is.
That dude, he was jumping up and down his chair. I was like, I'm so
But
glad
people
she was
just want to
not in person with him.
still be like that and still go back and forth with these people.
He was aggressive.
It's not it. It's not time for that. It's time to seek peace. Seek peace.
Yeah, yeah, and get out of America. I mean, I don't know what else to say, because I mean, that's crazy. That's insane. That's literally, that don't make sense. America's already falling. Just how the ancient Roman Empire fell. When you look at Rome today, it's a nation called Italy that is not a world superpower. So it still exists. America will still exist, but it's
Oh,
not
that's
going to be a
deep.
superpower.
Even look, and is it Italy? Italy with the volcano happening?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's volcanoes, earthquakes, floods. Everything is happening right now.
Yep. Just finished the eclipse.
Like it's a lot that's happening.
Yeah, it's like, are we just waiting for the next American bomb to hit black business communities? Because that's what, you look at the past and that's what happened multiple times. And so for us to think we're going to build the next Black Wall Street in America, the next this, the next that, it's not going to happen because you're in a society with your mortal enemy who despises you and you're outnumbered. You're outnumbered big time. But when you come to Africa, you're not outnumbered. You're now the new majority, or at least you look like it on the outside.
What you guys say to this? Somebody said this.
Get out and go where? That's the question. They take over Africa. They don't take over all of Africa. Unless you've been to Africa, you won't understand that though. There's complete villages everywhere in Africa that have no insight on Western society.
Yeah. And then
We've been to them.
It's literally like, of course they got a hand over Africa, but it's not like they got whole like military here like back in the day. It might be a couple spies here that will eventually catch up with you, but it's really not like that. It's really not like that. If you keep your head down, do what you got to do, you'll be good. You can just live a peaceful life.
Yeah. Because they're outnumbered is the thing. They're way outnumbered. Tanzania alone, the population, the average Tanzanian woman has 4 children. The average European woman has 1 child. One. They're way, 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 whoa outnumbered. You can't even compete with that. There's no competing. Okay, go ahead. You guys be nice to each other. But you're way outnumbered. And so you have this war that you've already won just because you have more of a population. But this is why in America they want you to have abortions. They want you to not be married. They want you to just run around like, woohoo. like we really gotta think, like, how is humanity supposed to be living this plot that America gave you just in the past 10, 20 years isn't working. When you look at the black community that's not repopulating, and the only reason the black community is repopulating is because the African immigrants that are coming into the black community. Because 2 things can't be true. We can't have the highest abortion rates and then also have our population increasing. So what's happening? We have high abortion rates and we have our African brothers and sisters coming into the community simultaneously. And so that's why the population appears to be rising. But when you look at the abortion rates that are outrageous, million per year of black babies that are aborted, and I'm supposed to stay in society like that? Absolutely not. Not doing it.
And if you know the foundation or the history of abortion, man, you'll get out because it's really it's sacrifices that people make.
You'll be enraged, then you will get out.
They need that to continue what they're doing.
Yeah,
it's sad.
It's crazy.
Everything has a foundation. Everything has a history that is valid today. So make sure you do your research, guys. If you're watching this, do your research about just everything.
Yeah, do your research on, like you said, look into Planned Parenthood, the humble beginnings of wicked devil worship. Of saying that you want to help black women, then you're like, oh, well, just take this pill so you won't have any more children. You can go live your best life. That's not your best life. Aborting black children is not your best life.
Yeah.
But yeah, y'all, we can go on and on about this, but we're going to try not to do that. So as a recap, Gen Z and millennials are stressed out because of cost of living and jobs. They feel like they don't have any jobs, even though they just graduated school with $100K in debt. And Ukraine and Russia, the war, the U.S. just passed billions of dollars, $98 billion.
To what? Ukraine, Israel, and Taiwan.
They're like, we're just going, look, we don't got soldiers, we got money, apparently. That's their anthem over there. So you, as a black American, or as whoever you are, good gosh, my throat, I need to drink some lemonade. But whoever you are, you need to look at these things and say, okay, what does this look like in the next 5 to 10 years for my children?
What does it look like in the fourth quarter?
Oh, the fourth quarter. Right. That's true.
if you start to analyze stuff from 2023, 2022,
Mm.
yeah, stuff is like, yeah, it's still moving. Everything's still moving, but yeah, it's falling.
The fourth quarter, and it's not going to be a pretty fall. No
Yeah,
nation drops down from their high world status without
yeah.
being crazy
If you guys have
and
any
throwing a fight.
questions, just drop it in the chat. We're gonna go through it soon.
In the US, they absolutely look down on black women with multiple kids. Yeah, that's reason number 5,001 that I'm not there.
5,001.
Yep,
You be counting.
5,001. Yeah.
You
I
counting
got a
that high.
long list. Every day I wake up like, Father, I thank you for getting me out of that dreadful nation.
5,001.
That dreadful nation. But seriously, they look at women, black women who have lots of kids. It could be the black community, the white community, whoever community, like, oh, why do you have so many children? And it's like, because Genesis says, be fruitful and multiply. I'm married and take care of them. What's up?
What's up? What's up?
What's the problem? But these are fights that you don't have to have outside of America, because you come to Africa and, Tanzania, Kenya, South Africa, Botswana, wherever it is, and they're like, oh, you're blessed, because according to their culture and their traditions, a lot of children are seen as wealth,
Yeah, and yeah,
which
that's a
lines up with the Bible.
yeah,
It says, he who has a lot of children will be blessed
and then you got to think
in the
about the
gates.
art, like our parents, our grandparents, and stuff. Man, they was having 10 to 12 children at a time.
Yeah.
Oh, oh. I mean, cost of living was
Yeah.
probably a little bit better, but
Much bit.
nothing really changed.
Yeah.
Only the house prices changed. It went up. But I'm gonna
Yeah.
try to go through some questions.
Yeah, ask your questions before we get off the live,
Somebody
family.
asked, "Is it hard to get dual citizenship?"
Depend only in West Africa it's easy. In East Africa, you're not going to find dual citizenship as much, and that's why we're hesitant about getting citizenship in any East African country, because we also recognize that there is a certain leverage that you have when you have an American passport. So not completely shutting the door on what our ancestors built, on what our people still build, keeping those connections open, and then diversifying our lifestyle in Africa and keeping those doors open. But you can only do that if you maintain those connections. You still network, do business with the African diaspora in America, and yeah, you help each other out. So yeah, dual citizenship, you'll find that in West Africa. You won't find that in East Africa as much. South Africa, I think they do dual citizenship.
Yeah, you just gotta do some research.
The country we're in right now does not.
Yeah,
So you gotta know what your strategy. That goes back to your 5 to 10 year strategy, because there is still a benefit to keeping your American bank accounts, because just because you can't see how to thrive in America right now, or you're already thriving, you already have lots of money, but you're like, there's not enough leverage, doesn't mean you can't leverage that system that your ancestors built once you're abroad,
yeah. And
completely legally.
what you saying that somebody asked this question: does anyone understand crypto? What would you say about that?
I don't understand crypto. I understand stocks.
I mean, it's the same. It's the same thing. Once you understand and analyze the charts and stuff of trading, and
Then you understand forex. Stocks are easy
it's the
for me
same.
because it's just simple.
It's the same thing.
That's why I say them child are like,
It's the
child,
same thing.
like no.
But yeah, I would definitely say, guys, y'all gotta understand the crypto market, the forex market, the stock
I
market, the
like stocks.
futures, just everything like that. Just get a little bit of knowledge on it. And I'm pretty sure it will take on it will literally change your life. Somebody
It
I
does.
heard a story. Somebody invested, was it like $300 in a Bitcoin that just dropped, and then in 2 months he had 300,000
Wow.
legally
Yep.
in 2 months,
That's life changing.
just because they just invested in the stock and the coin, and it just took off.
Exactly, Bridget. You're allowing evil spirits into your children when they listen and dance to that music. Exactly. And the teacher was playing it. I'm like, that's insane. Can you go? I'm just trying to read the comments.
I mean,
Cost of living in America just got Just too much. I'm leaving soon, y'all willing. Yes, Viola, absolutely.
Time is running out.
It is. It is. Even from 2020 when we left, it was much more affordable to leave in 2020. Now we're in 2024.
Man, it'd be that spirit. Uh, you know how your parents be like, it goes in one ear and out the other.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it be. Like
Ooh, the
people,
struggle. Yeah.
it's like
Yeah. They're catching up now though. They're starting to see like nothing has changed in 4 years. Maybe folks are right. Eating pure food. Yeah, whole foods. That's the way to go. A lot of people are only concerned about their direct deposit. They're eating good, nice house. Doesn't matter what happens outside until it hits them personally. Exactly. And that's a selfish, horrible way to live that we never thought. I think all African Americans should just come to Africa just for the sake of connecting with their cousins. Like, y'all didn't ever wonder about your cousins? I wondered about my cousins.
and I'm
So,
telling you, it be like just say when we be out and we see like we know it's African people, we look at each other like hey like what if something happened right now we
yeah,
got y'all the same
because
it's
they're
that
descendants of
feeling.
slaves.
It's just
Yeah,
that feeling.
yeah, that, yeah,
Thanks
yeah.
for the super chat.
Yes, thank you so much for the super chat.
We
We
appreciate it.
appreciate you.
Hallelujah. May the Most High continue to bless you.
Have y'all lived in Ghana? No.
We have not lived in Ghana.
I think Norway is like 7 million. Really?
Oh, the
Wow.
migrants.
They have, wow, that's different. They're all over the states. Oh, man. The whole country is Babylon, absolutely. What do you know about Ghana? I
Guys,
know what I see on YouTube. That's all I know. Um, have a contact there that loves it, just got married there. But that's all I know. I don't live in Ghana. Never lived there before. I told y'all it's chaos in America. People hopping on trains to come here. That's strange. I just wonder why. Like, what's gonna come of them hopping on the trains and the buses and the airplanes and the everything? It's happening on the cruise ships. Good gosh, that's wild. You gotta go up.
that is just saying.
Where y'all at right now? People literally move to America, so I thought it's good where they are at. These people where we're at now don't move to America. I've never met somebody from this country in America. Never even heard of this country till I got to Africa, honestly.
Or we met somebody from Florida when he was at the mall
From
here. So where are you guys from? She was
you just confused
she
me.
was from here, but
Oh,
remember?
because she married the white guy
Yeah,
from Florida. Got it.
yeah. It's like, oh, that's
Okay.
random. Okay.
Got it. Yep. Yeah. Met one on this side. Then meet him back in America. They said we don't have no organization. Guess what? The organization you need is you, your purpose, and the Most High. That's the organization you need. Because if you don't know your purpose, you don't know your trajectory in earth, it's going to get real hard to get with an organization, especially because most of these organizations are filled with, spies and stuff. If, again, this goes back to history, look back at previous movements, look at Marcus Garvey, look at these previous movements, and then you'll see why people walk in discretion and walk alone because they always send spies out. Always. And the spy can't be a white spy. He gotta be black. Has 100% has to be.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't know till you sabotage halfway through. You like, oh, okay. Only way to survive is multiple people living together, sharing expense in multiple families in America or in general in the world.
I think I mean that's probably for America.
Yeah, absolutely. The rent is just, oh, it's heartbreaking.
I mean that's what they do when they come to just say Mexicans, right? I know I want to say back in the day. That makes me feel old,
Back in
but
the day, back in the early 2000s.
that's what I've been hearing. A Mexican, they get a big old house, 5 bedroom house, and they just live together, and then grind it out. Everybody pay the bill, and then they go get another house, invite more people, and then by the end of the year, they probably got 3 or 4 houses.
That works for them, but if you're black and you do that, guess
Yeah, we
what? The
hurt.
cops come
Yeah,
into your house.
They
Ain't gonna work.
our people is
Absolutely.
very hurt people.
Well, you know, even if it does work from a logistical bureaucracy standpoint, somebody's police is going to be at your door saying, "Why do all of you live here?" Hmm? Y'all know about that? Y'all know about that? So that's why it doesn't work. So they always pit it like, "Oh, you Black Americans, you're always fighting," and that's not complete facts. When you put people in a crazy position in a crazy country, and then you say, "Well, why aren't you acting better? Why did you put me in a crazy position? Why did you do that? Why don't you go see how I act outside the crazy position? Then you tell me. Then you can judge and see how it is from there, which is y'all leaving America. Then you can even judge for yourself and see, okay, I had a better life abroad. Just stay out of America for just 2, 3 years and ask yourself, dang, do I have more peace, safety, and health now that I'm outside of America? And then if the answer is yes, then you know what your plan is to continue living outside of America. It's crazy. Crazy, crazy. But yeah. Yeah, we got to look as a communal sense to see our trajectory in America and the West because it's not scalable, it's not sustainable. In fact, over time, the wealth that we had when we exited slavery is equal to the wealth we have now that we're not in slavery for 400 years. And so there's not much leeway happening. On the flip side, you can see lots of leeway happening quickly for African Americans that move to Africa, whether it's Namibia, Ghana, Botswana, wherever they're going. And there's so many of them, so many over the generations. And it didn't just start in 2019, actually. People have been coming since the 70s. Is the problem about so called white versus so called blacks? The problem's bigger than that. That's a symptom of the problem. The overall problem is that it's a society that hates humanity. That's the problem. What do you think about dig currencies? I don't know. Dig currencies, I don't know what those are. Here in Africa, having many children is a beautiful thing. Absolutely. Even immigration, when in Tanzania, they're like, all these children are yours. Congratulations. You will not hear that in America. The cops will not be congratulating you on your children. They'll be looking at you like you're insane. What type of business could someone on disability do to make a living in order to move to Africa and sustain themselves? Mona, I would look into freelance writing, freelance graphic design, freelance marketing, freelance consulting. I would start there. They don't look down on the ish people who have 13. Facts. Facts. Exactly. They don't. My grandma had 10. Viola, so did my grandma. She had 10 kids. Our grandparents had so many children because they didn't have birth control at that time. Facts. Birth control should not exist. It causes cancer and depletes our society of little humans.
Yeah, if you chosen, you're gonna have babies no matter what, even if you on birth control.
Yeah, that did happen. You know, it's funny how the Most High works. He's like, the seed gotta come through. Oh gosh, I'm telling man, we were trying to tell y'all about the Most High. Like, wow, when he got calling on your life, look, you almost don't even have a choice. Honestly, you gonna keep running, trying to do your own will until the Most High is like, no, I want you to do this X Y Z. Boom. That's what he does. That's how it goes. TikTok ban was also in the bill that was passed. Wow.
Oh, yeah. But people, yeah.
I'm not on TikTok. I don't have an account. I do like to look at some of the YouTubers that bring some of the TikTok videos just to see what they talk about. What are some good opportunities for us in the Caribbean? We don't make enough money to move everywhere. Savings, I would save, Lanny. I would save even if you feel like you don't make enough. And get that out of your mind that you don't make enough. Start saying you do make enough, and then you're going to see more opportunities happen. Life and death is in the power of the tongue. I would look into freelancing. Absolutely. And in the Caribbean, there's so many Black owned Caribbean businesses. that are successful, I would freelance with them. Me as an American, I've actually worked with clients in the Bahamas. So I know there's opportunity down there. It's about getting yourself educated and skilled enough to be in position to help those Black businesses. For example, hair and beauty, that's popping down in the Caribbean. So if you can help them with their social media, if you can help them with their marketing, if you can help them, even if they need like a virtual assistant, you can do that just to save enough money. What's the best place to live in Africa that feels morally, atmospherically good, but financially feels the most similar to America? If that's even the thing I love, Forex, huge multiplication. Ooh, I like that question. It depends on the person. For your comment, for you, I would probably say South Africa.
Somewhere where
Just
the
by your
internet is gonna be
comment.
good, I guess.
For you, I would say South Africa. We got friends down there, clients down there, people down in South Africa that love it because the cost of living is still low, but you also get quality and luxury if that's something that you're looking for, which it sounds like you could possibly be looking for that and still live in a society that values Black children, Black family, all that good stuff.
People keep asking us where we at.
If
We are under our roof in a Airbnb.
sick of you. If you guys want to know where we're at, you can subscribe to members only. We don't announce it publicly
This
anymore.
phone about to die though. I'm trying to get through these questions.
I did that most of my life. No police came, but it was full of drama in the house. Really? I'm
That's
sorry
how
to
it
hear
be.
that. It was full of drama. I'm so sorry to hear that.
I get why I keep doing that.
So sorry. It's cool y'all moved, but I'm not leaving America. That's BS.
See ya.
That's okay. We appreciate you still for watching. 3 to 4 families in one house. That's a lot of people. I don't know if I could do that. I'm gonna be real with y'all. 3 to 4 families. I'm an introvert, y'all. I really am. I don't know if I could do it. What if some people are well off in America because they live minimal by choice? Should they still be compelled to leave? Absolutely. I mean, if they value culture, if you value humanity, absolutely. Because America, it's not necessarily about, we could go to America right now and our businesses would flourish just because America, that's like what it is. And so that's the goal of leaving America isn't for you to flourish from a monetary sense, although you'll find that. The goal of you leaving America is from a cultural and spiritual sense of what am I putting my children into and what am I in covenant with by being here. So that's yeah, absolutely. If you value culture, health, wellness, reality, I would absolutely leave. The children, in my opinion, supposed to help get the enemy out of here, just like the parents. The problem is money and programming. Black women should not be wearing all that weave and wigs, nails for business. It's a lot of gold. The problem is all this stuff, though. I mean, weave isn't for business. Weave is for just wasting money. That's not a business move because you have founders like what's that woman's name? Oh man, what is her name? The Curl CEO. She wears her natural hair all the
Mm.
time, and she does not wear weaves. She has never worn weaves. Curls. Y'all know that brand, the natural hair care brand. So you don't, people say, "Oh, why I gotta look professional?" Weave isn't a part of looking professional. That's a part of sustaining white supremacy in the beauty industry.
Yeah.
So y'all tripping looking for an alternative in Africa. Everyone is entitled to their own opinion. But we thank you for watching. Revival is happening in America. I have a lot of kids and get compliments and meet others. I only had one person be really rude, had way more encouraging experience than had. Well, that's awesome. That wasn't our experience in America. And we only had 3 children back then. I want to come so bad, been feeling this pull since 2017. You can do it. How much longer do we have? I mean, nobody knows the day or the seasons, but you can just look at the writing on the wall. I think I would ask if I were you, MJ, I would say, how much more time do I want to spend here from a
Yeah.
personal standpoint? How much time do you want to spend?
If you keep asking questions like that, you're gonna get so sick of it, you're just gonna be gone.
Yeah. All of us in the chat should be putting our money together, but we're not. Free thinker, facts. You know, facts. That's a fact. I have money saved up to convert, but I don't know where to go. I just think the problem is the enemy on the planet. The spell must be broken. Absolutely.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, the enemy does have a hold on the planet, but the reach is not anywhere near what it is in America, for sure. Simply because Africa is 10 times bigger than what they're telling you. So in America, we think we see this map of Africa. We're like, okay, Tanzania is probably the size of Texas.
Mm-mm.
Ha!
No,
Child,
Africa is
Africa is
huge.
enormous. They lied to us for so long. Until you come and travel, you go and drive from Dar es Salaam to the border of Zambia, and then you tell me how big you think Africa is, because we've done it.
Yeah,
We've done it.
and that's yeah, that's not even yeah,
That's not
all
even
of
the
the
longest point.
Tanzania. Yeah,
We've done it. That's why we come to y'all, because we actually went out and did the work of traveling to see what's out there, and we're like, oh, we've been lied to so badly. And then you also see all of these, like, the last remnant of Nazi people, Germans, and what's the other people, Portuguese, that hide out in these areas, like Pangani, Tanzania. They hide out in these areas. In Namibia, they hide out in all these areas, enjoying your motherland. While we sit there and say, "Oh, we don't want to go to the motherland." Well, your European counterparts are enjoying it just fine.
yeah,
And there's lots and lots of space. There's no shortage of space in Africa. That's
really.
for daggone
They
sure.
come and get the good places, but there's plenty of places that's you know dream
Mountain
dream worthy.
ranges, beaches, valleys. I want to see Zambia. I want to see that. Is that Victoria Falls in
Hmm.
Zambia? But it has an African name. I forget how to say it. I want to see that. That's like bucket list the next 2 years. Ethiopia bucket list, maybe the next year. Because I've been trying to get to Ethiopia for a while, y'all. Because I look Ethiopian. I love Ethiopian food. Like, if anybody's from Ethiopia, please send me an email.
Send us some ingredients.
I love Ethiopian food, man. I miss that food. The motherland equals Earth, not just Africa. I agree. We personally just love Africa. It's an experience, seeing the fertile dirt here, man. When I realized dirt is red, maybe it's just because we're from Ohio. Maybe Ohio people just don't know stuff. But when I went to Tanzania, driving through Tanzania, seeing red dirt, seeing entire cities up in the mountains with fertile villages that are just like abounding
Mm.
in fruits and vegetables. And those societies don't really need money all like that because they have everything they need. I was like, they got us messed up in America. That's look, that's what I was saying. You got the cows, it's so beautiful. It's like mind blowing. Money is going digital. Do you have to get in line with that? You need to set up a trust correctly to have a safe place to put your assets. Absolutely, a trust. Absolutely. I agree.
All
Songs
right,
of
this
Destiny
phone
with
about to
Kelly.
die.
I 100% agree. Set up a trust, use wisdom, diversify. And that's just business in general. You got to diversify. There's even a scripture in the book of Sirach, the book of wisdom that they took out of the Bible. And it's a parable where it talks about putting different seeds in the ground. Like if you're planting, don't only plant pineapple, plant some tomatoes. Don't only do tomatoes, do some cucumber, right? To diversify. You can take that same principle and apply it to every area of life.
Yeah, really.
Diversify.
Last comments,
Yeah,
last
my last
concerns.
comment. I want to visit Zambia. I want to visit Ethiopia. I miss
No,
Ethiopian
it's
food.
encouraging to them, babe.
That's my
I'll let
comment.
you
That's how I feel.
on. All right. I gotta
Oh
say, guys,
gosh.
um, make sure you love yourself, because if you really love yourself, you will care enough to do your research and try to take care of yourself.
Yeah, that's true.
Um, and make sure you know what's going on with all the distractions going on. Make sure you try to seek peace always. Do not get confused in your head. Do not get confused about what's going on in the world. But yeah,
Yeah.
really, love yourself, love your neighbor as yourself, so you can move on and go to the next level.
That's
because it's
good.
always levels.
Yeah. Diversify your life and seek peace, like you said.
Yeah,
That's
seek
that's all
peace.
we got.
But yeah, this phone's about to die. Our last live, it was like, oh, the phone's about to die, and it
Then
just
it
died.
died.
So yeah,
Feel free
we're
to
about
share
to get
this
off.
with someone that values humanity.
Yeah, because yeah, that's a good one too. Humanity is dying. It really is. It's all these demons and devils and stuff. It's literally manifesting in people. So we gotta be careful. You gotta be careful.
Be chosen and called out. Be the remnant.
Yes, seek peace, guys. Seek peace. We love you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you like the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed. And yeah, share with somebody that you believe it will help. So we talk to you guys later.
Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.